Yo, my peoples. Yes, what's good, man? Sorry, man, I know it's been a little while still. I left you, look. I'm gonna be honest. Bruv, TikTok just keeps taking down my videos, bruv. They just kept taking down my videos, so I just got a bit pissed off, bruv. I was like, fucking hell, man. I recorded bare videos and they just kept taking them down, so I just got a bit pissed. But thanks to you lot, I've had a few people messaging me saying they like what I'm doing and where am I and whatnot. And also one or two of my brethren said, well, I've gone, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's good what you're doing, you get me? They want to hear it. People want to, people need to know the stories and the life and that, you get me? Like I said in one of my episodes, we don't really talk on it too much, so it's something we need to start talking at a bit more, you get me? So yeah. Something I said I was going to touch on a bit more when I was explaining previously about my boy who I used to fuck with a number of years ago, and then we kind of got in problems and then he passed away, my guy Nemo. So this story, he's got a big part to play in it, you know what I'm saying? He's got a big part to play in it. So yeah, I was, and this is also, it also goes back on when I was explaining right at the beginning that there's a lot of pros and cons in this life, if you want to choose this life. And this is one of the cons. So, just know what you're doing once again. So yeah, I'm walking with my brethren, AP. I think we're coming from his house, walking to the square. And I've heard sirens. I've heard sirens going off, a lot of sirens, you get me? But obviously, these times, hearing sirens is not a biggie, innit? Like, when you hear it, it was a normal thing, do you know what I mean? So, it was like, someone's getting chased, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. We weren't really pennying it too much. And then, yeah. So, we're walking down, there's a road, Gilpin Road. Bearing in mind, this is a dead-end road. We're walking down this road, and I've looked back, I can see the car being chased along a road. So say we've turned down a road, the road that you turn onto the road that we're on from, there's a car getting chased down that road. So yeah, not really pennying it too much. Stepped out into the road to cross the road, and as I've done that now, bang, I've been licked out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Cars just hit me out of nowhere. My brethren's trying.
Fist's hood story time.
So
getting
I've
run over accidentally by friend.
And I'm out cold on the floor. Flipped over the car. But here's where it's a bit mad. The person driving the car was my brethren. Like, he lived in my block, literally in my block, the other side. So he's now jumped out, realised what's happening. He's like, oh shit, oh my God, like trying to, you know what I mean? Then as all of this is happening, obviously people in the area is hearing it, seeing what's going on. My boy who I was with, his sister and brother, and that's come running over, like, because we weren't far from his yard. They've come running over. His older sister starts beating up the guy, my brother, my little brother, this, that, and the other. Like, because I was close with them times. Like I said, if you go back and listen, me and Hazard was brethren from nursery. So I was close to this whole family. I was always there. So she's come out crazy, going crazy, because I'm on the floor, out cold, you get me? She's going mad, you get me? My man's like, I'm sorry, this, that, and the other. Obviously, the feds have grabbed him. But remember I told you, them times there, we was always rolling with our shanks every day religiously. I had my shank on my waist. And now, as I've been hit by the car and flipped over the car, my shanks come flying out as well. And remember, feds are chasing this guy. It's a bully van as well, so there's a few of them in there. So they've seen that all happening. They've seen my knife fly out. And probably the way it ends was there was bear man chilling in the square anyway, all the time. So this has happened around the corner from the square. So within a minute or two, mandem's coming round on their pedal bikes and shit. Oh shit, it's Fistz, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Nemo has run up to the shank, tried to step on it and drag it away, while the police are standing there, tried to step on it and drag it away and pick it up and take it so that I didn't get fucked over, you know what I'm saying? But the police officer seen him and like basically told him to leave it, you get me? But just that alone, that's a lot, bro, because there's not a lot of man that's gonna try and, you know what I mean? Yeah, he wasn't even from Square, but we just built a connection where, you know what I mean? It was that, we ride for each other, innit? So he literally tried to save me that day, you know what I mean? But yeah, I remember coming round probably about 20 minutes later, 15, 20 minutes later, my mum was there, my little sister's crying over me. Bearing in mind, my mum wasn't at home, so a girl from the area, literally,
Fist's hood story
yeah,
time.
so the girl's got
Getting
my mum.
run over
My mum's come
accidentally
back,
by
seen me on the
friend.
floor. My little sister's crying, this, that, and the other. And I remember waking up and seeing my little sister over me. You know what I mean? My leg was fucked. I had a hole in my knee where I'd been. The car licked me in my knee. Yeah, and then I remember them ripping my top, and I was like, oh, don't do that. Why you got to rip my top? I'm all right. I'm trying to get up, but they've got a neck brace on me and shit. And they're like, no, don't move. Your back might be. I'm saying to them, I'm cool, man. I'm all right. I'm moving. Like, they're saying, no, this guy's crazy. All my boys are there these times now. And then I remember they put me in the ambulance, and like I remember Kemsey, Nemo, these men are from Balance, Hazard, a couple more man. I think one of my boys, Eags, was there. I remember them riding behind, because you can see out the ambulance. I remember them following the ambulance to the hospital. They followed the ambulance to the hospital with me in the ambulance. You get me? And come to make sure I was blessed. Like I always remember that. That's love. You get me? And like I was saying two videos ago, like we ended up in problems with these man, but these man have been more real with man than certain other people. You get it? Or man's been through more real situations with these man than certain other people that man's, you know what I mean? So I always hail up Nemo for that one, man, and rest in peace, man. I never even got to speak to him, you know, properly before he passed, so it's a bit of a mad one still. But yeah, man, that one there was crazy, because like I said, it was my brethren that licked me, so it was all a mad one, like, it was a whole crazy situation. And then afterwards, remember, that Nemo tried to take the knife. They didn't let him take the knife, so the police got the knife. I remember, obviously, when I came out the same day on crutches, and I was back in the square the same day. Everyone's like, brother, you're right, you just got licked down. I was like, I'm blessed, man. You get me? And then a couple of days later, I remember I was in the square, and 2 police officers came up to me, and they was like, you're right. And they was like, you know what, mate? We should nick you, you know? We should nick you, because we did find that knife, because I never spoke to them. No one said nothing to me about a knife. You get me? I completely forgot. And then they was like, oh, yeah, we should nick you because of the knife, but we feel like you've gone through enough. So we're gonna leave you for that one, but, you know, just be careful and whatnot. I can't believe they actually blind me, because if they'd have got me that time, the time after when I got arrested, I probably would have went to jail. You get me? But they left me that time. They just let me off. I don't know. They felt like I'd been through enough, because obviously they see me get licked over, innit? So, and then I'm in the hospital. I've got crutches. You know. So they obviously thought it was worse than it was, but it was actually fine. I was cool. Like, do you know what I mean? I've got a little scar on my head here, minor scar, but I'm blessed. So yeah, there you go.